What's up, Bill? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we got the Traxxas XO1. This is part 2. Part 1, we changed the diff oil in the rear diff. Now we got the same 1 million. We're gonna do it in the front diff. Let's take off this body, which is destroyed. We got another body coming soon. But let's take a look at the difference, okay? The back one, see how solid that is? The front one, I'm able to turn it around easily, but the back ones, I cannot, okay? This one, no problem. The back one is stiffer. I feel it like it got 50% more strength in the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the front. We're going to do it a little bit different, okay, than the back. So we're going to take out 1 screw, 2 screw, 3, 4, and there's 2 right in the middle here. And then we got 4 main bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole front end should come out. That's how simple that's gonna be. So we don't need our lift for now for jack. We're gonna start this job. We're gonna take off the 2 bolts that I showed you guys right here on the brace. Okay, and then we're gonna take off 2 here. Just everything I showed you, that's all I'm gonna be taking off for now. If there's anything extra, you will see. 1 and 2. And we don't want to lose these, so far. And then there's 2 in the center here. The camera's not gonna see it, but they're right in the middle, right through the center. And there you go. 1. There's 1 more over here. Okay, oh, it fell down in there. Let's see if my magnetized bit here pulls it up. So we got that all out of the way. Let's push this to the side. Let's make a little bit more space. And we're gonna go into the bottom next. We're going on the bottom, and we're going to take out the 4 screws I showed you. But we have to switch up our bit here. That does not fit. This should fit right here. So very simple. Okay. Oh, I'll pick that up. And the whole front end, stop. 2 went down to the floor. Let me get them right now. Bam! There they are. For 4 same looking bolts, I'm going to put them back over here at the same spot. And now, let's move our drill out of the way. What we're going to do is, we are going to come over here and the whole front end, we don't want the whole front end to come out. We want just this piece to come out. But the whole thing is coming out, so we're going to have to go back. We're going to put 2 screws back in. So hopefully I didn't make that mistake. So we're going to take 2 of these. We're going to put 1 here. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you learn from experience. So as you can see, I just want to do something different than what we did in the back. In the back, we could have had taken out the diff without removing everything. So we just want to leave 1 there, okay, for now. We're going to leave 1 that's going to hold it for us. And what we need to do is, I might take off these 2. They go through something. Yep, these 2. So instead of those, we'll take off these 2. Okay, it's not the correct size. So it's the 2 front, right in front of this, the body itself. I mean the chassis, the metal chassis. Let's see what occurs, because like I said, it's all about experience. Once I take this baby apart, I should become an expert This is the first time I'm taking this guy apart. Second time, obviously, from the besides the back is first, so it'd be second time including the front. So these are long looking little screws. So I'm guessing same thing like in the back. There's two huge long screws. So there you go. There's two out. Let's see. Okay, there you go. That makes more sense. See that? This comes out. So the front of the vehicle comes right off. So it was two screws, not these two. One right next to, right in front of that. So we're gonna leave that there. Something fell out. Dropped something. Something. Okay, there was something down here. I use this to do adjustment on my car. I should have been taking that off. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove. We're gonna use this tiny bit. Where's my tiny little bit go? Okay, it's this one right here. So we're gonna remove the two grub screws for the axles. That looks something like that. Make sure you put it somewhere safe. There you go. Somewhere safe. So our axles will just come off. Next, we're gonna take off. I'm gonna take off this little guy. So there's one bolt right in the front holding this blue bracket here. Then we got two screws, 1 and 2. They come off, and once they come off, your diff cover should come off. So what you want to do is make sure you keep the screws in order so you don't lose the order of the screws. So our diff cup should come out at this moment, and our diff should come out. That easy, very simple to do. We're gonna take this little car chassis, we're gonna put it away. We're gonna bring the diff over. We're gonna take the whole diff apart, and we're gonna pack it with 1 million oil. We're gonna have to bring this guy over. So we're gonna take a moment, small little break, and we're gonna work on that very soon. Okay, now we're gonna take this diff apart. Let's settle a small little tissue right here, just like that. So our hands are gonna get dirty. So what you want to do is take out the bearings. They're two different bearings, so make sure you get the correct one to the correct place. And one has a bigger diameter, one has a smaller diameter, center diameter. So we're gonna take our drill bit here. We're gonna take apart the screws. We're gonna take off the screws of this baby. Okay, so it's apart already. So our diff is apart. There you go. That's what it looked like. And we're gonna clean and repack this diff step by step. Just make sure you don't mess up your order of components. So just wipe off anything that you see here that's not a 1 million. So we'll start off from this ring here. It has a seal on it, so make sure you get the seal in the same direction. And you know what, instead of taking it off, why don't we just smudge some of the fluid off. And maybe we could just leave our diff just the way it is, because the seal is just sitting right where it's supposed to be. So we're going to leave that alone, okay? You don't have to be 100% clean, like you're going to eat off it. That's something you don't need to worry about. So if you push this bottom end, it should push up the whole diff just like that. So yeah, how it came apart. You can grab it, pull it out. Just to let you know, there's a small little O-ring seal right there on this input pinion. I mean output pinion off. I'm all over the place with the components. Like I said, you can name these components anything. Brenda, Stephanie, could be my friend Miguel, could be anybody. Could be Will Smith. Okay, so I will not wipe off the seal. Let the seal be submerged with the oiling that it has on it. There's not a lot of oil, so just try to get it as much as you can. Don't worry about it that it's not super duper clean, because it doesn't have to be super duper clean. As long as you get all the old fluid off, wipe it off as much as you can. Did a pretty good job in the rear, so check out that video. I was a little confused when I was putting this diff back together in the back, and there's a reason, because you see how deep this goes in? The opposite side is two different sides, okay? So make sure you get the correct side in. And this one looks about the same, okay? Maybe this one is, to me this looks same, right and left. So I don't know, I'll give it a try. If it doesn't work out, we'll give it another try. There you go. I'm going to use another tissue, a clean one. Use a clean tissue. Looks super clean in there. So we're gonna take our shaft here with the blue seal. Make sure the blue seal's there, and you push this in. It should come out almost more than a quarter of an inch. After that, what I want to do is same thing like we did in the back. I want to put a little bit of this little guy in there, because later on it might not, since this diff is different than I did for you Armas, and it's totally different. To pack it, we might not get all the fluid in there. To put some to begin with in there, and then we're gonna push this guy in there. So remember, the one that has like small little notches, it has to face up. Okay, so somebody came in, we had to go out there for a bit. But our fluid is still in there. So remember, the notch just has to be facing up. It only goes in one way. So if it doesn't fit this way, we're gonna switch the sides around. So it seems like it does not want to fit. Okay, so we're gonna switch the sides up. Let's switch it around. What we're going to do is we're going to switch this around and give it another try. There you go. You see how it fits in flush? Just twist it around and it should fit the other way around. So we're going to need more fluid. Need more of this good stuff. And we're going to pack this baby up really well. I think we're going to need all that. So that should be more than enough there. So all over my fingers. So what you want to do is, I had an Allen earlier, so if you take an Allen and you turn this guy, it should be taking the fluid in, and just give it taps. That's what I did with Arma cars. Just give it a tap, twist the gears, should be able to take it in there. And I think that's going to be more than a perfect amount in there. And if you keep doing the turning, but you don't need to do a lot of turns, but once it's in there, it's in there. Now, very critical, make sure your seal is perfectly lined with the holes. Take screws, put them in so the seal does not move. So get your screws in there. You don't have to put all 4 in there. Try to get 1 on each side. And before you lock anything down, make sure you get all 4 lined. So there you go. That looks good to me. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to capture 2 first. Okay, that doesn't look good to me. So 1. Pretty much I have like a small little crisscross here. So let's grab our tool here, handy dandy tool. And let's start turning these. So next, what I want to do is, since I caught a couple of threads on these 2, I'm going to get 2 of the other screws in there. My hands are messy. That's how it is. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 8th diff I'm doing. 2, 4, 6. Yep. This is the 8th one. And I got a few more to go. So once we're done, make sure you clean out the diff because you don't want that oil that's going to smudge out. I'm going to show you once this is nice and in there. So what I'm going to do is really quick, I'm going to take my drill here. I don't want to go tight with this because I do not want to damage the diff cover. It's plastic, so hand tighten it. Once you feel it nice and snug, you stop, okay? Now you see all this smudged out. We had to close that, we had to clean that up. But prior to that, make sure you turn your diff. So if it doesn't turn, there's something wrong there. So it feels real tight. So perfectly good. I'm gonna go clean this up. We're gonna come back and finish out the job. So we got a diff finished out. Clean. So the bearing, remember I told you one is different than the opposite side, so make sure you get the correct bearing to the correct side. And if the bearings are damaged, you might want to change it. So you're going to take this diff into this car, and it only goes in one way, so the same way we took off, just like this. You're going to drop it in there just like that. Perfect. That was pretty good and easy. And what we're going to do next is just make sure it turns. Just put your hand on it. It turns. Don't worry about the axles. We can get the axles in. And we're going to put this cover on. Okay, so I have my friend come in here. Give me my jumper box back. So, we're going to put the cover on. The cover is only going to go one way. Can't go wrong. And we got working diff here. We got this little, don't lose these little cups here. These little cups are very important. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to take, remember these cups, we just talked about these cups go in here, okay? They keep your shafts here perfectly lined. The rods that goes through your tie rods. So we're going to get this baby in. This one's off, so just turn it, and it should sit. It should sit. It should sit properly. There you go. Take our drill bit. Alright, we're gonna have to swap up the bit. We need this one. That was the one that was already on. Remember, plastic, you don't want to go crazy. Just enough. And then you can give it a quarter for turn, quarter for quarter. Take the two screws. There you go. There you go. Next step, we're gonna drop in our axles. So remember, the axles have the small little grub shaft screw. So what you want to do is you want to grab this, and you can put the other side shaft in, and you can turn it. Once it goes in, you should be able to. It should go right through. Okay. What I want to do here is I don't want to put my drill here, so I just take one of my pliers here, and I just give it a small little snug. What we're gonna do next is same thing. There's another one we have here. Goes right through here. It's only gonna fit one way, okay, on that shaft. I'm guessing not. It fits more than one way. So I need to turn this guy to bring it around. This lighting is like facing the sky. So once we get the axle cup in there, there you go. Make sure it's all the way in. Other than that, you're not going to be able to fit it. Okay, it's not all the way in. See that? How the axle just came out? Because it wasn't all the way in. So, there you go. Now it's in. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's give it a small little snug. There you go. That's it. It has a thread lock on that, so it's not going to go anywhere. So we got our rear diff locked. Now, what we need to do is, remember we took off 2 little screws from up here for this brace here. So, I don't think it was necessary. We're going to put them back in. So you learned a few things that we didn't even have to take out the screws for the brace, unless you want to take out the whole diff. 1, 2. So these are the screws I was talking about, the 2 screws right there. Wasn't even necessary to take out. But like I said, that's how you learn. We're going to put this baby like this. We're going to take out our whole rear end, and we're going to slip this right on to the vehicle and make sure everything is nice and flush. Now we're going to take these 2 long screws that we took off right here. We're going to drill them in. There you go. We got 3 more screws. 1, 2, 3. They're all the same size. From down here. Everything goes into plastic, but you need to be careful you don't strip it. That screw gave me trouble. I'll figure out why it gave me trouble, but it's in there. It's not my bit, it's the screw itself. That's tight. And let me double check this other one. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna come back down this way. We still gotta put 2 and 2. 2 long ones was in here. 1, and 2. Switching up our bit. Very simple. Seemed hard. I thought it was going to be hard, but very simple. Come on. Line, baby. There you go. We got 2 more little screws that go right through the center over here, which I can get it from right here. There you go. And we got 1 more. And this baby goes in right here. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's put this baby on the hose here. Let's switch up our camera this way. And so we can see. Oh, big difference. Big difference, guys. Big difference. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Don't forget to see this baby in action in the year 2022. We did get 100 mph stock with this baby, but we're gonna push it stock. Just play around with the gearing a little bit, and that's it. Everything else stays the same. Maybe I'll change the receiver, the servo, and ESC is gonna stay there until I feel that can't do nothing. Anyways, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. See you guys in the next one.